I am live. I do not have my microphone on. So may this video or the audio pick up because I did not hook my microphone up. Very much impromptu here. I may just have to speak up a little bit. Okay. What's going on? This is a random live. All right, y'all. I read this word and it was so good. Okay, here we go with the emoji things. Read this word, so good. And I was like, there's no way that I'm not going to share it. I've been postponing the word in general, like not intentionally, but on accident, in that I read it and I was like, okay, I'm going to share it tomorrow. And tomorrow would come up. Another thing would snag my attention. And then I was like, all right, I'll just wait until Wednesday. But I have phone calls Wednesday morning. So I'm like, there's no way I can do it Wednesday morning. I cannot go back to sleep or I cannot go to bed without sharing just this yummy goodness of goodness. Okay, I'm making sure that I'm showing as live in all the areas and on all of the platforms that I can go live on. Hold on, y'all. One woman show, baby. One woman show. Um, Let me get this going. Let's get it. Still, I believe that when this video is to be seen, it will be seen. Trying to look and ensure that to be seen. Okay. Be seen. I can see myself here. That to be seen. Okay. Be seen. I can see myself. Oh, wait a minute. I'm over here like, how I work this? How do I work it? Yes. Let's see. Trying to share, like. I don't know who was just on and decided to tune out, but it's okay. Yes. At CC. Oopsies. It will not allow me to. What? It doesn't like when I tag myself. Okay, hi viewer. Whomever thou art, I cannot see. Maybe if I go to the comment section, I will be able to. I am over here trying to share this live because I keep randomly coming on live. And yeah, let me figure this out. Live. I don't know. Hi, I don't. Let me go to the comments and see. Can I see comments? Oh, why I'm not able to see comments? Okay, maybe because no one left a comment. Anyways, welcome. I am seeking, or not seeking, I'm going live to bring a word that I read, and it's just so good, and I cannot continue to sleep on the word. And I was like, let me go ahead and get online and share this word, and so I can go to bed and know, like, okay, God, I published the word. May I receive sound sleep because of it. All right. So, excuse me. I'm going to carry on over into Exodus, in which I don't like saying like I'm doing. Let me get in the zone here. All right. So the other day, it was when was this? Oh, my calendar doesn't show me May of this year. So this was, I want to say Friday, this past Friday, May 17th, and doing my thing, reading the word. As of lately, I've been reading the Bible in chapters. So 2 weeks ago, I read Joshua. I started Exodus like toward the end of last month, and then I fell off, and I was like, let me get back in Exodus. So last Friday, I was reading through chapter 13. So Exodus chapter 13, I'm going to pull out a couple of excerpts, and then Exodus chapter 14, I will do the same thing and pull out a couple of excerpts. So may the good Lord touch you and you listen, hear what's going on, okay? May your ears be unclogged to hear this word, this revelation, just the sweet conditions that God will play in our life. So getting straight to it. Exodus chapter 13, verse, well, let me backtrack. Let me backtrack and say this. When I started creating content in like 2018, 2019, I was all Bible study driven. Like every Wednesday, I would post a Bible reading that I did. And then I shifted to Monday and I was like, okay, I'm going to balance. I'm going to do Mondays. I'm going to do Wednesdays. And then I fell off on Wednesdays and I solely focused in on Mondays, which birthed Motivational Monday, where I would bring content that I was learning or am learning through my studies of psychology. Now, God is returning me to my first love, which is reading the word and sharing his word and ensuring that I am doing what I need to do in spreading the gospel out there. So here we are today, going to share just some nuggets that I pulled out of my devotional that I did on last week. All right, bringing it all back to, so Exodus chapter 13, verse 17 through 18. And I'm not going to read starting exactly at 17, but just to give you some insight, the Israelites are starting to shift and walk on their journey toward freedom, walking toward their journey of release out of Pharaoh's bondage. Okay, they are starting the course. And here, God is saying that on the route to Exodus, that if the people were to go along the land that they know of, they would change their minds and return to Egypt if they were to face war. So pretty much he already knew that, all right, if my people go down this route, out of fear, they are going to return from the place that I am seeking to free them from. And oh my gosh, just saying that made me think of the live I did with First Lady Willis. And we were talking about soul ties and when you're bound to a place. So these people, when you have fear, you may seek to, so let's say you're walking down a path and I didn't have any notes for this. So let's say you're walking down a path and this is a path that is going to set you free. This is something new. You're on a journey of renewing, reframing, whatever the case may be, right? You're on that journey, but out of fear of being judged, out of fear that you won't accomplish the goal, out of fear that you won't X, out of fear, out of the adversity that you will experience, out of fear of what others are going to say, out of fear of what may come about, you choose not to do X, you choose not to go down that journey, and instead you just return back to what you're familiar with. You just stick with what you know. And so God here is saying, like, I already know the minds of my people. If they go down this route and they face war, baby, they're just going to be like, you know what? I don't even want any of this. I'm just going to return back to Egypt and be underneath the thumb of Pharaoh. Okay, this is too much for me. So what God did is he led his people. He didn't allow them to lean to their own understanding. He did not give them the opportunity to deviate from where he was trying to take them because of fear, which I think is like so good. So it says in verse 18 that he led the people around toward the Red Sea along the road of wilderness, and the Israelites left the land of Egypt in battle formation. So again, God was like, look, if my people go this way and they face war, baby, they're going to ski skirt, they're going to hit a U-turn and go back to where I'm trying to take them from. So let me lead them down this area, this wilderness, to take them out of where I want them to like escape from, which is so good. He went ahead. So what I took away from that is when we see a closed door, when you see something that looks as if it did not work out for your good, it really could be God leading you away from what will cause you to backtrack. I hope that makes sense. I really hope that makes sense, because I'm like, this is so good. What people may look at as rejection is really protection, or it could be redirection. So in here, we're seeing God automatically, who knows the end from the beginning, go ahead and just redirect the steps of the Israelites before they got into their own way. So good, y'all. So I'm like, let me go ahead and share that nugget. So then skipping on down to Exodus 13, verse 21, it says how the Lord went ahead of them. So in this area that I'm going to go into is how God is our leader. And it says that the Lord went ahead of them being the Israelites. Thank you, Father, for keeping me covered. Them being the Israelites, and he went ahead of them in a pillar of cloud to lead them on their way during the day, and in a pillar of fire to give them light at night, so that they could travel day or night. How good is that? That God will be the cloud in order to protect you during the day. He can also be the fire at night. By that way, whether you're on that journey during the day, whether you're in that journey during the night, whether you're up in your warfare, prayer and worshiping during the day, warfare, prayer, and worship during the middle of the night, you have God right there to protect you, shine the light, help you as you go forth to conquer. Oh my goodness. So good. And then it says, still in chapter 13, verse 22, the pillar of cloud, he was the pillar of cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night, never left its place in front of the people. And that transitions into how God will lead us. He ensured to remain in the front, to be in that leadership position, because if you remember, it says that the Israelites exited in a battle formation. And when you are walking in battle formations, and there are different kinds, and I'm not going to remember them all from my training, but you may have like this triangular formation. You may have one where you have a head and like two people on the side, and you have another head and two people on the side, right? But at the end of the day, you always have a leader. And that's why I'm titling this very simply, just simply, God, our leader, as well as our protector. Because when he's in the front, that means that he can see what enemies or what is coming before the Israelites can, and he can go forth and he can protect, right? So it's just so good, because as I continue to unpack this here, or these certain scriptures, you'll see that God wasn't alone, and that he had an an army with him, or the angel of God, that was with him. So skipping on through, right? Skipping on. Now I'm at Exodus chapter 14, verse 13. And so this is Moses talking to the people like, y'all have no need to be afraid. Okay, you have to stand firm and see that the Lord's salvation that he will accomplish for you today. For the Egyptians you see today, you will never see again. The Lord, this is verse 14, the Lord will fight for you and you must be quiet. How good is that? So what Moses is saying is, look, hush, okay? If you just will sit back and be quiet, God is about to show up and show out. You don't have to speak to what it looks like to those enemies, to those whom are coming against you. His salvation is about to accomplish for you today something so great that you won't even see, you won't even remember, you won't even think about what is going on today. Like what you're experiencing today, if it is something that is taken away from you, you will no longer experience that. You will no longer revisit that. You will no longer see that in your life again. What you're seeing today, you will not see again. And that's what Moses is telling him in his simple direction, y'all. In verse 14 says that the Lord will fight for you and you must be quiet. I have a testimony that I'm going to share in June about the power of being quiet and resting on God. I didn't tell not a single soul, okay? I didn't talk to my family, who I normally will confide in. I didn't talk to any acquaintances. I didn't talk to anyone. I literally rested on God in prayer and fasting and supplication, resting in the Holy Spirit in prayer and leaning in on the Holy Spirit. And God moved mightily in my life in all of a month to month and a half, just drastically, as the Lord of armies. Is so good. I spoke about it on the live I did with First Lady Willis, titled Soul Ties, right? You're learning about our soul ties as an attachment style, but I'm going to go in depth June. Anyway, going on from there, skipping on down to verse 19, it says, then the angel of God. So let me paint the picture. Now they're at a point where it's time for the Israelites to escape through the Red Sea, right? The parting of the Red Sea. I'm not going to get into all that. I just want to pull out the nuggets that I highlighted here. And that is the Egyptians the Egyptians were under pursuit, right? So Pharaoh, and he got some of his people and he's like, hey, we have to go after the Israelites. I know I said that they can go ahead and go, but I'm changing my mind. The guy was bipolar. Let me go ahead and get after these people, right? Always shifting. He was double-minded. And so it says the angel of God, who was going in front of the Israelites, moved and went behind them. The pillar of cloud also moved from the front of them and stood behind them. It came between the Egyptian and the Israelite forces. There was a cloud. Let me not lose myself. There was a cloud and darkness. It lit up the night, and neither group came near the other all night long. So, as I mentioned already, the pillar of cloud and the pillar of light is the Lord. Okay, he showed up as the pillar of cloud and as the pillar of fire. The pillar of fire. I keep saying pillar of light. Pillar of fire. And initially, he was in the front to lead. That's why I said God, our leader, or God who leads. And then he and the angel of God shifted to the back because now he's God who protects. Right now, he's like, look, I led y'all here. Now I'm going to go behind you. And I'm going to create a distance between you and what is coming to attack you, you and what is coming to hurt you, you and what is coming to take you back to where you came from. By that way, this over here cannot touch you, and you will not be able to return from where I've saved you from, where I'm taking you out of, where I have taken you out of. And I've just thought, that was so good, that God will play whatever position that you need him to play. When he has that set call and destiny on your life, baby, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. He will go before you to lead you. He will shift, and if he needs to, he will stand behind you to guard you and to protect you. And I was like, God, you better play out them roles, okay? You do it. All right? I just loved it. And that is in itself what I wanted to read. Now, if you were to continue to read in this chapter, you will see that let me make sure I have it right and that I don't speak from my own understanding, but you will see that Moses stretched out his hand, and then that's when the sea parted ways and the Israelites were able to go through. And then God caused a strong wind to come, and the water covered up Pharaoh and all of his horsemen, chariots, all the jazz. And then all that the Israelites had to look back on was the Egyptians' deceased, decayed bodies washed up on the shore, pretty much showing that God will protect you. God will fight your battles at the end of the day. So the Lord will lead us, but also he will protect us. And that's all I wanted to share. I just thought that was so good to see how God Well, all of it is good. Everything that he does is good. Everything that he does is great. Everything that he does is thoughtful, magnificent. Okay. He is the creator of the heavens and the earth. There is nothing that he can do wrong. That he is not man, therefore he shall not lie. Okay, baby. He is perfect, pure in every way. But that reading right there was just so good to my soul. And anytime something is good to my soul, what do I want to do? I want to share it, which is why I'm always on here providing y'all with information, because if it was beneficial to me, I want to make sure that I'm putting it out there. So may this word just bless your heart, bless your soul, bless your mind, and anything that you may be going through or getting out of, and knowing that God is not only leading and directing your footsteps, that he is also, or excuse me, ordering your footsteps, but that he is also playing the roles that he needs to protect you, to lead you, to guide you, to guard you, and not just him, but also the angels of God. Oh my goodness. You are not alone. And that's all I have to say. That's it. Just wanted to get on here, drop that word. It was good to me. May it be good to you. And I will see y'all next Monday, unless there's something else I read and God is like, girl, share my word. All right. And I'm going to say, okay. Until then, y'all be blessed. Take care. May this just be a blessing onto you, baby. It is time for bed now. All right, y'all. Peace.